Welcome back to Networthy Podcast, where we provide coverage on all things NBA. I'm your co-host, El Jefe, and I'm joined here tonight by the one and only Sav for a special edition of the in-game tournament for the NBA. Sav, man, how you doing tonight?
Was good, baby. It was good. We chilling. Man, them calm tonight. Another calm night as always. You got me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we got this in-season tournament, this new thing coming up in the NBA. First time doing it this season. I know there's a lot of questions that's been asked around the league. So, Sav, man, you got some answers for us?
Man, we gonna go ahead and cover a few things. So, pretty much for you people who don't know what the in-season tournament is, just quickly go over a few things about the in-season. So, what is the in-season tournament in the NBA? You guys probably asked. The NBA in-season tournament. The NBA in-season tournament is a new annual competition for all 30 teams that will debut this year, 2023. Um, Why is the NBA adding the in-season tournament? Well, in-season tournament will provide players and teams with other competition to win, edging egging fans on for a new way to drive additional interest in early portions of the regular season. Because we know how it is when the NBA tends to have players sit now, trying to give reason for players to play more consistently throughout the season. When does the in-season tournament start? It starts tomorrow, November 3rd through the 28th. And then the cumulative wait, I'm sorry. The playoffs start, I think, with the championship. The playoffs start right after the 28th, with the championship being Saturday, December 9th. Um, Complete schedule we'll be getting into in a little bit here. Where will the tournament be? The tournament will be provided with NBA team markets, exception of the semifinals and championship. So what that means is games will be played as normal, but certain games will be considered tournament games. And if I'm correct, those games will be Tuesdays and Fridays. Oh, I'm thinking actually Tuesdays and Thursdays, if I'm correct. And minus the election day, which is correction. I'm sorry, group play will be tournament. Group play is considered tournament nights. And those will take place every Tuesday and Friday, November 3rd to 28th, with the exception of Election Day on November 7th. Only NBA games played on tournament nights will be group play games. So what that means, all the group play teams that we'll be going over here in this next portion, all those games during November 3rd to the 28th will be considered in those tournament games. Um, what is group play? Group play is considered all 30 teams have been randomly drawn into groups of 5 with their conferences based on win losses from 2023 to 2022 regular season. Each team will have 4 designated group play games on games against each opponent in its group, with 2 games at home and 2 games on the road. So allows each team to have an 50-50 opportunity at home games and a 50-50 opportunity away games to win games and bring those homes. Which teams advance to the knockout rounds? 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. The teams with the best standings in the group plays from each of the 6 groups, with 1 wild card team from each conference. The wild card team from each conference will play the best record in the group play, finished in the second of its group. So pretty much similar to the playoffs. You always got that wild card team, or technically the way they've changed it is the in-season tournament team would be the team that plays the highest ranked team, just like how it is in playoffs. What are the knockout rounds? Knockout rounds will consist of 8 single elimination teams in the quarterfinals December 4th through the 5th, semifinals December 7th, and then the championship game December 9th. And how does the in-season tournament affect regular season? I bet some of you guys are wondering that as well. Every team will play an 82-game regular season. All in-season tournament games will count towards the regular season standings, except the championship, which will sit out of the regular season. So the championship game technically would be considered an 83 game. They don't consider that game. So therefore, each team will still have 82 games minus the team that plays in that, but that game will not be considered a regular season game. So that's just a little bit of the background for the tournament. Hef's about to take us to the next point here, which would be the tournaments, and I should say the tournament breakdown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate some answers to a lot of questions a lot of people had. Appreciate you on that one, my guy. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the brackets that they got. Up first, we got the West Group A. They got the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Lakers, Jazz, and Blazers in this group. Now, honestly, if you just looking at this group, it's only going to be between two teams, the Suns and the Lakers. For me personally, I'm gonna go with the Suns in this group to win this group. I think they'll have the better record. And I think they'll be able to beat the Lakers. They might even be able to go 4-0 and sweep their entire bracket. But Sav, man, how you feel?
It's first off, I don't ever disrespect King James. That's where we stay. You know how I feel on that. So, I do have Lakers winning 2-2 in this. Lakers winning 2-2, and then getting to the championship game. I do have the Lakers getting out of that bracket. I do have the Lakers beating the Suns, especially with the timetable of Devin Booker and Bradley Beal unknown at the moment.
Devin Booker actually just came back tonight.
But Bradley Beal played tonight. That's right. I apologize.
But we are unknown on Bradley. That is still yes.
Well, Book coming back tonight is not safe to say he'll be there for when the in-season tournament starts technically. I know he's coming back tonight, but as far as staying healthy through and through this next couple of weeks is still very questionable in my opinion. So it's going to be one of those things we got to sit to see how everything's going to pan out. But I would say I have the Lakers coming out of this bracket personally. A sleeper team that may give a lot of teams in here a run for their money that may only lose one game, in my opinion. Utah. Utah may go 3-1 out of this. Utah's a slept-on team. In my opinion, with a lot of young talent, minus a few pieces that they do have, that can make some magic happen, in my opinion. They've been meshing well. They play very well. Started off slow so far, to be honest, but in my opinion, I say that's my sneak team. But I still have Lakers coming out. Lakers don't come out. I got the Suns coming out. And then my third pick would be the Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I don't see the Blazers picking up one win. I see the Grizzlies picking up one win. And yeah, everything else will get divvied up in between. So, but yeah, you're right. It's got to be either the Suns or the Lakers out of Group A. I can't see it any other way. The Jazz, they're a good, young, hungry team, but I don't know if they have enough to beat out either one of the Lakers or Suns right now.
Right.
So, but yeah, let's get into West Group B. Got the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavs, and the Rockets. It's a very, very interesting group. You got a lot of good teams here. When you look at this bracket, you got the handicap squad here. You got a guy in the Pelicans that just can't keep his weight down, and you got CJ McCollum over there as well. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't see that team going too far. But the Nuggets, man, they're looking good. They're looking real good. And so is Dallas. We last episode we touched on undefeated teams, but we failed to mention Dallas, and they were undefeated at that time, and I believe they still are. So they're clicking. They seem to be clicking on all cylinders. Luka seems to be getting done. I think Kyrie's still hurt, but for what it's worth, man, Dallas is a good team too.
But once again, going back to that, if Kyrie is hurt, that's exactly why they're still winning. And I'm a Duke fan, so personally, and that's hard.
They did win their first game with Kyrie.
Right, they did, and I was about to say they did win their first game with Kyrie, and I think Kyrie had like
20 plus.
Yeah, he had like 20 and 15 at least.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
He had a good game. But out of this bracket, man, it's going to be tough to call. But I'm going to have to go with the defending champs to win this bracket.
I mean, yeah, I see them winning that 4-0 for sure, easy. Maybe the Clippers going 2-2, Rockets 0-4, Mavs.
Sure.
Mavs. Maybe it's either because I don't think
the Mavs can go 2-2 as well.
But if I don't have the Mavs going 2-2, I could see the Mavs going 3-1.
And they very well could.
That's what I'm saying. Mavs going 3-1 is not unbelievable. I have the Mavs getting a better record than the Clippers. Only thing about the Clippers is now it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for a lot of teams now to guard all of them.
Yeah, they
If
got a lot
they're
of old
playing-
shooters.
If the Clippers play at the caliber of players that they have, it will be dangerous. But I feel James Harden is going to take away from what Kawhi and Paul George do, that it's not going to be what everyone's expecting.
And Russ isn't the same Russ that we saw like 2 seasons ago. He's just not producing anymore. So
I mean, but once again, a lot of these guys have left teams that they were number one options on and have become second or third options. And because of that, it puts them in the set where they end up settling and being comfortable with not being the one that has to be the main.
let me ask you something. Who do you think the number one option on the Clippers is now?
Number one option on the Clippers and it's always been Kawhi Leonard since he's been there. Paul George has always been 2 since he left. And it sucks
Is
to
Paul
say.
Is Paul George still number 2 with Harden there?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Westbrook is now a number 4.
Westbrook has always been a contributing factor when he wants to be a contributing factor. When's the last time he had 20 plus points? Minus last night against the Lakers recently. He had what, 24? I think he just had 24 against the Lakers. I don't even think
I'd honestly have to go back and look.
I'll touch it real quick. Hold on.
But
yeah,
I know Russ. I know he hasn't been doing Russ things. That is what I do know. I don't even know the last time he had a triple double.
But then again, you don't have to do that when you're no longer the main force. You got to remember when he went there, he was a main factor. He was a main factor at OKC, which was a reason why he was scoring all the points he was scoring. Like, you can't tell me prior to that he was scoring a lot of points. Like, if looking back on it right now, he was, as of Sunday the 29th, he had 19 points against San Antonio, 18 against Orlando, and then 24 against the Lakers. And I think that 24 was majority off of fast breaks and just off of the adrenaline you were playing the Lakers again. I don't see you having another 20-plus outing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but all in all, yeah, I got
Did James play last night?
I don't think he debuted yet. I don't think
No,
so.
he didn't. He's playing against the Knicks on the 6th.
Yeah, so
because it says his plan is to debut Monday night against the Knicks.
But I will say, if the Nuggets don't win this bracket, I do think Dallas will win the bracket.
Oh, that's for sure. 100% agreed.
But yeah, outside of the Group B bracket, we got one more bracket over in the West side. You got the West Group C with the Kings, Warriors, Timberwolves, OKC, and the Spurs. This is another interesting bracket.
This is probably the most well-balanced bracket out of everybody in the West. This is probably the most well-balanced bracket.
I agree. And
it just looks like, even just looking at it, it looks like all those games are going to be fun to watch.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yes.
Like
100%.
Warriors, Steph's going to do Steph things. That's fine. Draymond's going to come back. Draymond's going to do Draymond things. But going against the Timberwolves, once again, as much as nobody likes them, Rudy Gobert and Karl Towns down there.
That's a problem.
They can it's
an issue because they're just too big.
Saying they're a problem is a reach, because if you play against teams that can shoot, it's easier to get Rudy out the paint. You can't.
Well, yeah. If you got a bunch of shooters,
you can if you have guys on your team that are long enough. Pause. But one of those situations, in my personal opinion, like Warriors versus Timberwolves, if the Timberwolves are smart, they'll push inside paint and take perimeter shots when given. That's and then let Anthony Edwards get his 25 plus. That's how the Timberwolves win that game. Every team in that bracket has a bigger big man than anybody on the Warriors. That's the only up that all teams in that bracket have over the Warriors, is that they have a big man they have a all-star big man. And saying Victor Wembanyama is an all-star big man is a reach for now. So I'll say all rookie. I'll say an all rookie center currently. Because like I said, I still have Victor Wembanyama cooking any center on the Warriors. Maybe minus Draymond with physicality, but Looney for sure. He's giving him buckets, no question.
Yeah, but as far as the winner in this bracket, because like you said, there are going to be a lot of interesting games, a lot of games that are probably going to come down to the wire, last couple seconds, and all that. Whew, to pick a winner, man. My heart really wants to see the Kings win this bracket. I'm not going to lie to you. After watching them lose in the playoffs last season, after seeing them just make the playoffs after that long drought, man, I'd love to see them win this group. But realistically, the Warriors will probably end up winning this group. But hopefully the Kings, man, I need to see it. Kings.
I'm gonna tell you this now. The winner of this bracket is not gonna be the Warriors. Warriors are gonna finish 2-2, maybe 3-1. But I see the Warriors finishing 2-2. Timberwolves finishing 2-2. Is that possible? Everybody can finish 2-2.
Yeah.
Right? I see Warriors 2-2, Timberwolves 2-2, Spurs 1-3, Kings potentially 3-1. Actually, Kings 2-2, Thunder 3-1.
So Thunder win the bracket.
I got Thunder winning the bracket off some wildness, off of a game that they shouldn't have won, but they win, and that's why they win. And it's because I have a lot of faith in Shy, and
that would be crazy. So now before we get over to the East, because earlier when you went through all the answers that you gave me some knowledge, and you told me there'd be a wild card, which means there'd be a fourth team coming out the West. So that means one team from one of these brackets is coming out. And I'm curious, who do you think that's going to be?
Because it's how did the wild card work again? Hold on.
It's going to be between all the other teams who has the best record or something like that.
The wild card will be the team from each conference with the best record in group play that finishes second in its group.
Yeah. So
that's hard though, because like a lot of teams can bank. A lot of teams could go 3-1. Like,
well, if we're going, if we're going to go with that theory, we're going to have to go back to our beginning statements when we talked about West Group A. The Lakers and the Suns could both go 3-1 and both make it.
Right, accurate.
So we could travel back to the beginning.
Lakers if anybody in the bracket was gonna have two teams that win 3-1, it would be Group A. Blazers are not winning a game, in my opinion. I feel like Blazers are gonna lose all four.
Yeah.
If Blazers win one,
the Grizzlies will pretty much lose all but the Blazers game.
Yeah, it'd go either way. I feel the Blazers will lose to the Grizzlies, or no, I feel the Blazers will lose to the Jazz, and the Jazz will lose to the Blazers, and the Grizzlies will lose all four. Either the Grizzlies or the Blazers are losing all four.
Or what could happen is the Blazers could lose. Yeah, the Blazers could lose all four. The Grizzlies go 1-3. The Jazz go 2-2, and the Suns or the Lakers, whoever wins that matchup, goes 4-0. The other one goes 3-1 and makes it to the wild card. I can see that right there. We might have just predicted that bracket. That might, if that's the end standings, you heard it here first.
I don't see the Grizz winning 2, bro. Grizz losing 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Grizz going 1-3. Blaze probably going 1-3. If anything, 0-4. I feel 0-4.
0-4. Jazz will probably go 2-2.
Yeah, Jazz going 2-2. Lakers and Suns tie 3-1.
No, one of them would have to go 4-0 because one of them would have to beat the other one.
Good point.
So it'll come. That's what I'm saying. It'll probably come down to that matchup. Whenever they play each other, whoever wins that one will probably win the bracket.
No,
the other
but
one,
they both can go 3-1.
What? I mean, if
they both could lose to each other and win the rest of the games. That's what I'm saying. I don't see that. I see them losing to each other. One's gonna win at home, and the other one's gonna win at home. They're both gonna lose to each other. It's gonna. They're
Hold on.
both.
Wait, hold on. They play 8 games total, or is it 4? I thought it was only 4 games because it was only 4 games
No.
total.
Yeah, it's 2. I'm sorry. I got confused. It's 2 games at home and 2 games on the road. 4 games total for the tournament play.
Yeah. So then one
I
team would
confused
go
myself.
one. Yeah. So one team has to go 4-0, and one team will
So
go
hold
3-1.
on. Let me see the actual schedule then, because I want to know who plays who at home. So Clippers play Dallas in Dallas. Lakers play Suns in Phoenix.
It'll be a tough one for the Lakers. That's a
For
must-win
sure.
game.
That's for sure.
That's going to be a must-win game for both teams right there.
And Denver and LA and the Clips played in Denver.
Those are going to be some interesting, fun matchups. I'll tell you that.
That's very wow. Wow, Lakers play Grizzlies at home. Yeah, it's gonna be very like Phoenix play at Utah. Phoenix may lose that game at Utah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll have to see what happens, man.
Anybody who gotta go to Denver is gonna be sick.
Those West matchups, those West brackets, man, it's gonna be interesting. We'll definitely tap back into the in-season tournament on the West side later on. Let's travel over to the East for a little bit. We got East Group A, the 76ers, the Cavs, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Pistons. It's a quite interesting bunch of grouped individuals there. If I had to pick a team, man, the Cavs, they've been looking real sloppy. I just watched the Pacers get dismantled. The Hawks, they never impressed me. And the Pistons are still, they're up and coming. So I'm going to have to go with Joel and the 76ers in this bracket. Just because of the recent play on the Cavs.
Man, if everyone's playing on the Pistons, I'm going Pistons 3-1.
Pistons have looked impressive.
That sounds crazy, but if Darius Garland stays injured, I don't trust it, bruh. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I just can't say the Cavs right now because they just haven't looked, they just haven't looked it.
So, like realistically on paper, 76ers should win this bracket. If I had to put anybody else in winning this bracket, it would be, as much as it sounds crazy, it would be Detroit for me.
Bad boy Pistons.
Showtime Pistons coming back, baby.
Uh-oh. You heard it here first. If the Pistons won, shout out Sav, man.
No fighting.
You heard it here first. Shout out Sav. Pistons won Group A. Let's travel into East Group B. You got the Bucks, the Knicks, the Heat, the Wizards, and the Hornets. Jeez. And isn't that something, man? It's too bad TP ain't here.
Oh man, Bing Bong's not here tonight.
Because I'll be talking all the in the world when we go head to head. I wherever that game is, it's gonna be on.
Hold on, do y'all play? Oh, hold on, let me see. I'll check while you state what you were saying, and I'll check.
But as far as this East Group B bracket goes, and as much as I love Miami, this ain't the real playoffs, so we probably won't see playoff Jimmy doing his dance. So Milwaukee will most likely come away with this one.
Y'all play in New York.
Yeah. Hey, TP knows from last season. We traveled to New York. I told him, meet me outside. He wasn't ready. He ain't going to be ready this year. Jimmy in the Garden, I'm going to say it right now. He's going for 20 plus.
Winning out of this bracket. Yeah, I'm just going to say the Bucks. I'm not even going to entertain anything else currently. Anytime I see the Wizards in anything, I just stop thinking about anything.
What about LaMelo, man?
He ain't got no help, bro. I think it's a lost cause there now. I think it is solely in LaMelo is solely in the league for money now, bro. He don't care about shit. He don't care about shit. Every teammate he had and gotten locked up, gotten fined, gotten charged for something, In the last 2 years, he done had more teammates get a criminal charge than any person in NBA history. No way, bro. Like at least six of his teammates have been in the news for criminal shit. Like it's getting outlandish. Like I just want to see him hoop successfully. And he can't do that because he's around a bunch of dummies.
It'd be nice. It would be nice.
But I think his contract's coming up. So I mean, I know he signed, but I think he signed with the player op. So if he signed with a player op, he was a smart man. Because I'm using that motherfucker.
But yeah, man, the Bucks definitely should be holding down Group B. I really can't see it just about any other way.
It don't make sense. The Bucks would have Giannis and Dame would both have to not be playing for the Bucks to get anything under 4-0. Personally, unless they just have an off like. Unless Dame's not playing, both of them have to be playing in order for them to win this bracket. I don't see one of them not see, and that's a factor though. Let's also say that. I will say that.
I'll tell you one thing.
If Dame and Giannis both aren't playing in this bracket, they won't win. They won't win the whole bracket. I'll tell you that now.
I'll tell you this right now. If playoff Jimmy shows up in this bracket, they not beating Miami.
Simmer down.
That's all I'm gonna say. That their one loss would come to Miami.
Simmer down. That still makes you 2-2.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it still makes y'all 2-2.
Hey, as long as we beat Milwaukee, that's okay.
If y'all lose to the Wizards, I don't want to hear shit from you. I don't want to hear shit from you.
We're not losing to the matter of fact, we going 3-1. I'm stamping that. Yeah, you heard it here first. We beating the Knicks, the Wizards, and the Hornets. That's guaranteed. And if we do what we always do and beat Milwaukee, we go on a straight 4-0 sweep, baby. Out here, I'll get the brooms.
That's nuts.
Come on, hey, come on, Jimmy. Get it done, Jimmy. Bring one home for us.
That's nuts, but okay. You say so. You say so.
And bring one home for me. But well, let's get to East Group C. We got the Celtics, the Nets, the Raptors, the Bulls, and the Magic. And I mean, if the Celtics hold on, if the Celtics don't go 4-0 in this bracket, there's something wrong.
If the Celtics get anything other than 4-0, bro, mark my words, I'm on every Boston fan's head top. That shit is nuts. There's no reason for them not to win every game in this bracket, bro. I'm sorry.
There's just no reason.
Like, I'm not trying to discredit any other team in this bracket, but these teams in this bracket are trash for real. These teams in this bracket are trash. Minus the Magic. Magic look good right now currently, and I'll give it to them. Magic look really good right now. So, only team I say that give them a run for their money would be the Magic. If they lose to anybody, it should be the Magic.
They're in my personal opinion.
They may lose. You got one. And I wonder who's going to be healthy. You got
You're right.
That's what always comes down.
You're right. Tatum might hear the words play in and think he heard play off, and he might start disappearing. You're right.
Like, it's really gonna come down. Like, in that bracket alone, it should be a 4-0 sweep. But really like I said, it'll come down to health. It'll come down to health. If anybody in that one, like, I got the Magic as the wild card in the East for sure. I don't see anybody beating. I don't see anybody else. And that's tragic for y'all if y'all don't win. I don't see y'all as a wild card. I don't see y'all having a better record than the Magic. Magic got 3 dubs. And that's crazy to say because it's like, what about people gonna be like, well, what about Zach LaVine? What about DeMar DeRozan? Nobody knows if Zach LaVine's staying. But once again, they did make a good point. There's no way that anybody is getting Tyrese Maxey unless Zach LaVine was going. Because they mentioned, they took him out, moving him to Philly. That means any team is requesting Tyrese Maxey. Maxey's not staying if you're getting another superstar. Maxey's too high value right now, currently. Like, maybe last year you could have got away for trading the mid pick or like a mid player for Maxey. Maxey too good right now. He's a second option on that team besides Joel. He plays 38 minutes a game. damn near 35.6.
He's definitely the second option at this point. I mean, I think what was it, game 1 or game 2 when they played the Raptors? They both put up 30+ points. I mean, they're definitely 1 and 2
Like I
options.
said, a lot of people keep thinking
No question.
like, who else? You just traded away PJ Tucker and James Harden. There's nobody else you have to give for Maxey. I mean, for that team, maybe Tobias Harris, but a lot of teams he's too old. You can't build a foundation around him. So there's no
Tobias over me.
Oh my God, Jimmy, relax.
Hey man, that was that. Hey,
That was good. Simple times.
They messed up.
I mean, not really. Like I said, Jimmy didn't fit their chemistry for Embiid, for what they needed Embiid to be. And they thought James was going to fill that void. And it worked for a little bit until James got selfish and realized Embiid was getting the ball more than he wanted. But once again, you now went to a team where you're a third option yet again. So when you still believe you should be a first option. So it's going to be very interesting to see how everything plays out. But I still have, if I had to pick my wild card coming out of here, I'll say the Magic. I'd probably say the Magic, and then depending on how y'all split, if y'all don't win the bracket, if y'all end up 3-1, I see y'all coming out, but I see the Magic going 3-1 for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And see, wait, hold on. So how does this work for how does it work for the East? Did you realize that?
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wait, I'm so confused now. So every team's not going to play every team.
Why you say that?
Because it's 5 teams in the bracket. If there's only 4 games. You see what I'm saying? Did you realize that? Each team will play 4 designated group play games. 1 game against each opponent in its group, with 2 games at home and 2 games on the road.
Yeah, if there's 5 teams, that means you have 4 opponents.
I don't know why it sounded like they were like, I must have read this wrong, or I must have read it too fast the first time, because I swear it sounded like they only had 4 games. But yeah.
No, they should only have 4 games.
Yeah, I'm
right there.
Reading 101, bro. Jesus Christ.
But it'll be a very interesting tournament, and we'll definitely revisit the tournament as it progresses. And you know what? We might even live stream some of this tournament. So, you never know. Make sure to turn those notifications on for Twitch, because we're always on and you never know when we'll pop in. But also make sure you follow us on YouTube exclusively, where we drop these episodes at Networthy Basketball Podcast. Until the next one, man, we out of here.